This video is brought to you by Shadow Raid Legends, where we get to heist the samurai armor of... What? No, I'm serious. This video is sponsored by the people behind the legendary Shadow Raid heist, the Payday 2 game, Starbreeze Studios. It's something they are trying out with a partner, so let's see how it turns out. Hopefully in the future there'll be more, but for now, let's look at what Christmas 2022 brings. We have a few things to play with. The McShay Mod Pack DLC and the Christmas event A Criminal Carol, which also comes with a free secondary sniper rifle and a new copycat perk deck, likely the most interesting bit for this update. This is going to be a really long video from just seeing the script, so grab some snacks, sit back and relax, or use the timestamps in the description to skip ahead. Let's kick off with the event. This is mechanically similar to the 9th anniversary, but instead, we steal presents from the Cops Christmas stash, secure them for an end of heist reward, or shred them for a temporary in-game boost. We also get bonus XP for Christmas related heists, for both event and regular CrimeNet, and an additional double XP boost while in event mode. To get started, we must select and play in events from the main menu instead of regular CrimeNet. I can feel some of you getting into a frown. You might be away or busy for December, but no worries. There's no final confirmation yet, but the event should at least run until the end of first week January. At least. Also, the event side jobs will convert to permanent ones after, so no one will miss out. In event mode, achievements can still be earned, except stat types, but there's a limited selection of 35 heists, and the mutator system is double-edged since both players and enemies can get buffs, so it's not really recommended. In any case, let's look at the side jobs. Note that all side jobs have to be done within event mode itself, so don't go into regular CrimeNet by accident. I've taken the liberty to summarize and group the tasks, so here they are. Kill 100 enemies with the snowball. Yes, the snowball throwable from last year is back, and 100 kills are very easy to achieve, especially on normal. Turn off the AI bots and go to work on any heist to unlock the North Star secondary sniper for the next set of tasks. Kill 500 regular enemies, no difficulty, and 150 specials on at least overkill with the North Star sniper. This one will take a bit longer because Grace kills doesn't contribute to the counter. I did this on Shackleton for the insane spawn rates, the endless assault, and nice rappelling down in a single line enemies for my piercing shots. To trigger the infinite assault, be sure to grab the obsidian plate at least 1 minute after it goes loud. The base stats of the North Star are pretty bad, so I picked up accuracy skills, ammo pickup boosts, and damage enhancements for better killing. Here's a quick list, otherwise check out the build videos at the end. I would recommend not starting the event here as the enemy buffs will make the game much harder. Then we have the event tasks, both personal and community. In total, we'll need to secure 30 presents, shred another 30, and have 10 snowmen, the seasonal bulldozer, die in our game. I worded it that way because it doesn't matter who killed the snowman as long as he dies. The presents and snowman count are updated instantly, so we don't have to complete the heist. But yeah, double XP, so why not? For the community milestones, we have a total of 6, and so far only the first 3 are reviewed. Let me just presume that the final is at 6 million. With 40,000 active players, each just needs to contribute 150 to achieve our common goal. Just don't forget to enable telemetry. It has been confirmed that both securing and shredding contribute to the milestones, and that's a relief because the shredder is so much closer to the tree. Go forth and shred, especially if we don't need the rewards. One very important note. Playing together in a full team only contributes 1 present at a time, while splitting into 4 solo games will quadruple the progress. I know that goes against the idea of co-op, but it is what it is. I also have a semi-AFK strat for farming, but we'll look at that after the event mechanics. In each of the 35 heists, we'll find one tree, one sled, and one shredder. Interacting with the tree starts the event and triggers the alarm, so we can't stealth the presents. After doing so, the tree will spit out a present every 60 seconds, up to a maximum of 3 untouched presents. To ensure that more can spawn, we simply touch the untouched ones. 3 kinds of presents can spawn: a red XP present, a green money present, and a gold continental coin one. The tree has a fixed pool of 30 presents, 10 of each type. So while the one toss out each time is random, we are guaranteed to receive 10 of each in every 30-minute cycle. Thus, if we intend to farm a particular type like continental coins, bear in mind we'll get a maximum of 10 every half hour. The presents themselves can get stolen by enemies, but they'll just put it back at the tree, so it's not a big deal. Now for the present values. Each present secured at the sled grants an end of heist reward, which will be shown in a summary. This summary is hidden though if we get an escape. The continental coin reward is fixed at 1 coin per bag, while XP and money have their own base value affected by difficulty multipliers. Here's a quick chart. There's also a final bonus modifier, with each secured bag granting 0.5%, so the longer we play, the better our gains. These XP values are also before the double XP bonus. I'm showing them this way because the final summary does the same. However, the XP isn't worth it. We're better off completing the 35 available heists quickly, so the rewards are mainly a consolation prize or a token sum for our efforts. Next mechanic, buffs. Presents when shredded grants bonuses or buffs to players. XP restores 500 health, money restores ammo completely, and continental coins gives either 30 seconds of explosive ammo or a permanent increase to our move speed while carrying a bag. Each move speed increase is 5%, which can go up to a maximum of 650, so if we shred enough, we can go Sonic. That would be hilarious. Now, the enemies. Enemies get buffed with each present that spawns. That means the moment they pop out of the tree. With each XP bag, enemies get 10% damage reduction to the maximum of 75%. With money, enemies capable of auto fire mode gets 10% extra damage per bag, up to 200% or 2 times. With continental coins, it's 10% move speed per bag, up to 200% as well. The speed at which they sprint is shocking. All in all, enemy buffs max out after 28 presents or around 28 minutes if we have been diligent in bagging. Now, the snowman, which is up next, spawns only during the assault with every 9 bags disposed of, secured plus shredded, and can only gain the move speed buff. But don't be tricked by this, because he is terrifying. As usual, they are tanky as heck based on difficulty. Apart from that, they receive only half explosive damage, is immune to feedback, and cannot catch fire, simply because he's the snowman. His snow thrower is the one to be feared. The player that gets blasted gets ice for 4 seconds, can no longer sprint, and has their speed reduced, starting from 70% all the way down to 10% after repeated blasts. He's supposed to have a weak point on the back of his head, but I can't seem to get it. I recommend teaming up on him using crits, rockets, or melee builds. Now that we know all about the event, let me share one weird farming strat for the community milestones. On Aftershock, after securing all the saves on the truck, the spawn points gets disabled, even though an infinite assault starts. A single group of enemies can still spawn, but dominating an enemy stops that. And once the remaining corps are cleared up, the map truly becomes empty, as long as the flare is untouched. This makes the perfect opportunity to farm presents without getting harassed. We can even go semi-AFK, as long as the tree is cleared of bags every 3 minutes. We don't have to worry about completing the heist as shredded or secured presents are updated instantly. The only downside or upside is that snowmen can only spawn after the flare is lit, and they will practically all come at once. You can watch the gameplay for that at the end. I almost didn't make it. Whoa, all that talking and it's still only the event. Let's pause, take a break, and continue with the McShay mod pack, North Star Sniper and the Copycat perk deck after. You're back? Hope you had a good rest. Time for the McShay mod pack. This new DLC comes with a new throwable, the Sticky Grenade. It sticks to surfaces and enemies, comes in a pack of 3 and does 1002 damage versus the regular Frags 1006. I don't really see an upside to it apart from following the enemy as they run off. Let me know if anyone has a good idea. The new deployable, the Ordnance Bag, however, is the bomb. It has 4 users and each use restores all charges. That means from 0 to 6 concussion grenades, giving us a total of 30 to toss around like it's Christmas. Well, like it's Christmas all year round. And with the Viper Grenade, that's 10 in total, each with a 20-second gas cloud. That can defend a choke point for 200 seconds or over 3 minutes. Imagine players jamming a choke or spawn point. In a death sentence build, that would cost just 12 points to bring along in a secondary slot. New meta, people. As for the weapon mods, it's a little less exciting for me because I don't use DLC weapons, but there's still some interesting changes brought about. The weapon mod system has been updated for everyone. Some gadgets are split into a new category called secondary sights. This now allows lasers and sight sights to be both used at the same time. The mod pack also introduces 2-in-1 sights, one for long range and the other short. We could then equip a tilted iron sight to freely choose between all configurations. That's a lot of sights. Then we have 5 mods for the car family weapons and 5 for the AK family. For me, the plated AR magazine from the car family stood out the most because it gets a bit from the quad stack and a bit from the speed pool, giving us a middle ground hybrid option. And from the AK family, the mod system gets another new category called the charging handle. Right now it doesn't offer much, but does pave the way for future content. If you already plan to get the heist when it comes out next year, I recommend the bundle to also get this, the Tailor Pack and the upcoming Weapon Pack. At the very least, consider the Ordnance Bag. Then we have the North Star Sniper. That's right up my alley. Stats wise, it has half the pickup and magazine cap of the Contractor, but that's how secondary weapons are. You should see the Pronghorn, it has it worse. Performance wise, I've really only been using the Platypus, so I won't go into comparison, but it generally functions like a faster firing, crit reliant weapon. What I'm really eyeing though are the mods that come with it. As usual, the exclusive set isn't anything special, same with the suppressor and the iron sights. But the Ursa Minor Grip, oh, is the only base game grip that grants a concealment boost to these 6 weapons. Then the Starlight stock is the only base game stock for the AMCAR and AMR 16. And the Ursa Minor stock is the only base game concealed stock for the Rheinfeld. Honestly, I don't know how much of the community are base game only, but I practically am, so this excites me a fair bit. And moving on to the final, we have the Copycat perk deck. This is definitely the highlight. Each of its unique cards, basically the odd number ones, have a customizable component. Before going into that, let's check out their individual unique perks. The first card explains itself. 10 kills with the primary reloads the secondary and vice versa, plus increased weapon swap speed. I can now save some points from Bloodthirst, Lock and Load or Aggressive Reload. Then card number 3 heals 10 points with each headshot. This actually uses the same cooldown system with Bullseye, so that's 2 seconds. Card number 5 is fun but tricky. On a successful dodge, bullets will ricochet back in the direction of the human attacker with full force before reduction, travelling up to 20 meters. That means enemies further than that won't get affected. I'm not educated enough of the science and math here, but a spread of 3 degrees is applied to the reflected shot. Basically, there's still a chance to not hit the original attacker, or even funnier, reflect to hit their own buddies beside them. It's hilarious when it works on a sniper. Next, card 7 is a variation of Armorer and Anarchist's invulnerability. The difference is, it's checked on each hit instead of armor break. So if we are already on low health or have frenzy skill, taking even 1 armor damage will trigger the invulnerability. It's not as good as it sounds, honestly. Back to Choose a Boost, these 4 cards can pick and even stack one of 4 available boosts. Plus 20% health, 5% armor, great for 2-hit ICTV on death sentence, 5% dodge, or 10% crouch and carry speed. The more useful stacks would probably be dodge or the crouch and carry speed for stealth. And now the final card mimics a weaker version of the other perk decks. The developer's intention is to only allow copying of DLC decks if we own them, but the implementation is a little odd. For example, we can copy the Kingpin deck, but the actual injector will not be selectable. Decks that don't use the grenade slot like Sociopath, however, still works. It'll probably be finalized somewhere down the road. Right now, it's probably too early to decide what's good, but giving 4 stacks of crouch and carry speed to a copycat hacker or Yakuza will truly make them a stealth deck. For me, I can finally make the perfect panic deck with copycat muscle. The microgun procs panic extremely well, and I can reload it easily with the auto reload card, get a 2-hit ICTV with an armor boost, have a bit of insurance with the invulnerability whilst not drawing the extra attention. Oh, I can't wait to try that out. There's still a lot of other wacky possibilities we can make, like Armored Stoic, Ricochet Sicario, Dodge Grinder, and whatnot. What will you make with it? And that's the end. This is a very long video indeed. Probably one of the longest I've ever made. I wonder how many other partners use the Shadow Raid Legends joke as well. I guess we'll find out. In the developer update, Elizabeth also hinted that this may not be the final campaign. That can mean 2 things, which may or may not be connected. 1. Payday 2 is so well received that we are getting more content. 2. Payday 3 is getting delayed, so we'll need more content to occupy us. That's the first thought that hit me, but I don't want to speculate any further and cause unnecessary disturbance without concrete evidence. So let time do the talking. Do let me know in the comments how you feel about the update, which part excites you the most, and of course, check out the gameplay videos that are coming right up. I'll see you all in the next video.
Tree, give the presents to me, but look out, cause the cops will be pissed. I know they put that.
Time to make that money. Let's do this, buddy.
There are metal detectors all around the entrance. You'll need to get around them. You got metal security doors blocking the storage room. I can unlock them remotely if you hack their control boxes. Should be 2 access points around there somewhere. Hardlock is glad he's not creeping around that place with you. Okay, have a breather while I fix this. I think you're going to find the vault on the other side of those doors. Done. The doors are open. The vault code reshuffles every 10 minutes for extra security. Put a blocker on the keypad to lock the code in place. You'll find the code inside the auctioneer's office. But to get in, you gotta get the keycard from him. Grabbing hostages slows the kettles even more.
Get down, all of you!
You need to lure him out.
Found the key card.
Maybe if you cut the power in the circuit box. Alright, it's time to get into the auctioneer's office so you can find the code.
Get in. This is the place.
You're in the open. Problems will be on the way. Nice, yeah. That torch is going to be useful later.
Shake the ground. Fire in the hole. Grenade away. I spotted a bulldozer. Bulldozer down. Shields history.
Best of luck, different. Cool it, friend. No shooting civvies.
Shields history.
We got a shield! That shield's dead!
Now, check the screen for the code. Then, go and open the vault. Too late, friends. The auctioneer is gone. Drill the door open instead.
One minute.
The alarm has put a time lock on the door. You just got to wait it out, friends.
Shield down.
It's a shield!
Taser.
The shield's dead!
The medic.
Go! Medic!
Kill the medic. Taser eliminated.
Raid, motherfucker!
Shield.
Don't let the taser get close!
Medic is dead.
taser out. Just hang on. Got the shield.
I hear ya! Thing open or
Shield
done!
eliminated. Farewell, sweet shield.
We're done!
We're stealing stranger things, yeah? Take that thing, quickly.
Eliminate.
This is your pilot. There in 2 minutes. I'm very close.
Bonnie! Help me
Go as
out!
fast as I can.
So
Don't
cool!
give up.
I need help!
I've seen more blood in a hockey game.
Bring the hostage rescue team!
Learn to duck, maybe.
Kill the medic! Shield! Medic is dead!
Make sure
Well, let's taser!
it's a dozer. Goddamn blue bulldogs. Smoke grenade.
Eliminate!
Hardcore shit, dude.
There in a minute. You should be able to see me now.
Took that taser out. Well, let's dozer. Come on, you bastards. Keep shooting.
Got the medic!
Got the shield. I can't shield it.
Got the medic! Taser
Shield,
down!
for fuck's sake. Watch your step.
30 seconds, guys. Make sure you're ready.
Shield down! Medic is dead!
Taser's gone. No more medic. Fucking dozer.
Kill the medic!
Got the taser. Big guy coming.
Got the medic! Bulldozer!
Got the shield. Focus fire.
Bulldozer taken care of! Eliminate medic!
I'm here. You better hurry, guys.
Taser.
If you don't want to steal more stuff, get onto the helicopter.
Bulldozer. Taser's gone.
Bulldozer!
You're knocking on death's door, dude. Don't answer it.
Looks like a surgery ward. It's okay. It's okay. No pain.
Medic here! Shield!
They've got a medic.
Everybody got a medic bag! Got the medic! Got the medic!
Oh shit, shields.
Shields hit! Don't move!
Smoke bomb. Let the smoke clear first. Bulldozer.
Stay where you are!
The chopper is ready to leave.
Bulldozer down! Taser eliminated! Taser down here! Workers down! Shield eliminated! Medic is dead! Got the medic!
Bulldozer down.
Shield down! Kill the medic! Shield eliminated! Bulldozer eliminated! Shield down! Bulldozer! Taser taken care
One
of!
hook and leg.
Hey Bonnie!
Taser
Follow my
eliminated.
lead!
Took the medic out.
Stay where you are! Bonnie! Come with me!
I'm coming.
Move it!
Bile is waiting for you. Clear.
Shield!
Clear that shield.
Shield down! Hang on! Shield eliminated! You're making me feel I'm no more. Yeah.
The chopper is ready to leave.
Medicine bag up for grabs. Kill the medic. Shield taken care of. Oh shit! Broken. Shield eliminated.
One less cook.
Hey, Circle! Follow me! Quickly!
Shield's dead.
Taser, eliminated! Circle! Come on! Duh!
Bulldozer.
Medic is dead! Stay where you are! Bulldozer, eliminated! Got the medic! Shield down!
Took care of that medic.
Kill the medic! Shield history!
Everyone has got to get on the chopper.
Shield down! Taser, got the medic! Shield eliminated! Medic is dead! Got the medic!
One less dozer.
Taser history!
Kill the medic.
Cloaker eliminated!
One less shield.
Shield history!
Got the shield. Took care of that dozer.
Medic is dead! Taser down!
Taser's gone.
Kill the medic! Taser history!
The chopper is ready to leave.
Got the medic! Shield taken care of! Shield taken care of! Shield taken care of!
Enemy has no
Medic is dead!
It's a fucking shield.
Come on!
Here, well, you got it.
Follow me! Quickly!
On my way.
Stay put! Shield down! Kill the medic! Shield taken care of! Taser down! Got the medic!
One shield left!
It's a motherfucking bulldozer!
Taser down!
Taser eliminated!
Everyone has got to get on the chopper.
Taser! Bulldozer! Hands in the air! Cloaker's down! Got the medic! Got the medic! This is a colossal! Got the medic! Got the medic!
Took care of that dozer. Enemy has no more meds.
Got the medic! Got the medic! Care of! Got the medic!
Shield down. Shield is down. One less shield.
Taser eliminated!
Vile is waiting for you.
Medic!
Taser got weight!
Took that
on
taser
now.
out. Coming. Sokol is still here.
Stay put!
Shield's dead!
ready to leave.
Cloaker eliminated. Taser hit. Got the medic.
Got the medic.
Got the medic. Kill the medic. Shield taken care of.
Medic is down.
Cloaker taken care of.
What's the situation?
Got the medic.
Taser got away.
Medic taken care of.
Oh, you guys do need a doctor.
Shield the medic.
Good exercise. I know your muscles are aching, but keep lifting the thing.
Operation's gonna take time to set up.
Fine, buddy.
Kill the medic.
Watch out!
Taser spotted. Look out.
All right, safe are in. We're getting out through the yard. Make sure the truck is there.
Watch the sniper!
You can secure the presents on my sled. That's what sleds are for. Throw that bad boy on my sled. The cops can't get it there. Christmas magic or some shit.
Get down.
Get to the construction yard. Hurry! You got hostage rescue units coming in.
Those saves are too precious to risk on these roads, so I'm sending a chopper. Thing is, pilot can't see a damn thing. You need to drop a flare for him.
Gang, the pilot can't see you. You need to light that flare.
Got the medic.
Down! Hit the floor!
Taser taken care of. Put your fucking hands up. Put those hands in the air. Kneel. Now put your cuffs on, bitch. Don't move. Stay where you are. Don't move. Got the fucking medic.
Bring that present to me. I stole a sled just for this occasion. Now you're gonna take that present, bring it over to my sled. It's gonna be sick. The real present was the friends we made along the way, and the power-up you just got. Bring me the present. I'm the guy with the big sack. Now you're gonna take that present. Oh man, the cops are freaking out. They're about to crank things up a notch.
Watch out! Sniper!
They're calling in a snowman! Stay frosty! Get it? Frosty. Ah, you get it.
Fine. It's a dozer.
Cover all your corners!
Look out! That snowman's not fucking around. They're calling in a snowman! Stay frosty! Get it? Frosty. Ah, you get it.
That goddamn bulldozer!
Look out! That snowman's not fucking around. They're calling in a snowman! Stay frosty! Get it? Frosty. Ah, you get it. Look out! That snowman's not fucking around. Bring me the present. I'm the guy with the big sack.
I saw you in The Walking Dead.
Cover all your corners! Dozer! We will not be cheap, bastards! Yeah, stick it to the...
Okay, I see the flare. Starting descent.
Bring that present to me. I stole a sled just for this occasion. You can secure the present on my sled. That's what sleds are for. Bring me the present. I'm the guy with the big sack. You can secure the present on my sled. That's what sleds are for. The presents died so we can live. T-bonus for everyone. They're calling in a snowman. Stay frosty. Get it? Frosty. Ah, you get it. Wanna see how batshit mad the cops can get? If you steal enough presents, we'll find out. Did you just eat that present's soul? Shredding it made you stronger.
Dozer's here! Bulldozer! It's a motherfucking bulldozer! Bulldozer, you got a shield!
No time to load the chopper. It's just going to grab the truck. You just need to be inside.
These things are loaded, but you're not. This makes a lot of sense. And says a lot of things, man.
Got your medic! Shield down! Hands up!
that about the cops. They need to learn that Christmas isn't about getting gifts. Unless you're us, then it totally is.